welcome back to my channel. This is Kim with Creative Crafticality, and today I wanted to show you a couple more of the pull-up cards that I've made and also follow up with a tutorial on them because I think they're just so much fun. So first of all, here's the one that I made previously, and I showed this to you in another video, but I wanted to show you that I made a little box for it as opposed to an envelope for a card. So I just made a box that looks like a graduation cap, and then the card is in there. So really super cute, and I just tied it up with ribbon. The only thing I wish I had was like 110-pound cardstock, but I didn't because it's just kind of a little flimsy, but it'll be fine to be giving to a card. I'm not sending it in the mail, so they'll love it anyway. I think they'll think it's really super cute. And then here is the other card that I made. So adorable. I haven't made the box yet, but I'm going to make it out of red paper. So it's kind of similar to the other one, but I used different papers, of course. So there's that. So the one that I want to show you how to make is for a wedding. My niece is getting married next Friday. So I wanted to make something that went along with the colors of her wedding, and it is navy blue and like a light pink. So I picked out papers from this backyard table hot buy, and this is actually, it's not a hot buy. It's a backyard table collection at Michael's by Recollections, and there's a whole like section that has stickers and embellishments and flowers and everything that goes along with this. So this pad had this beautiful gold and pink stripe, and then this navy and pink floral part, and it has a gold foiling in it. And then I found a navy that went well with it, and then in my stash I also have a light pink that I'm going to use. I'm going to use these stamps here again. I think either Celebrate or the Live, Love, Laugh. And then I have a small heart here that I'm going to use for the sentiment. And then also on the squares, I'm going to be putting little pictures of the engagement pictures from my nephew or my niece and her fiance. So that's what I'm going to do there. I have my ink, and I have some tacky glue. I have scissors. I have a crocodile. And then I have my paper trimmer, but I've already cut and trimmed all the pieces just to make this video go a little bit quicker. So let's get this stuff cleared off and get started. First thing you want to do is cut your solid color, whatever base color you want, 4 strips at 2 inches by 12 inches. And then you want to score each of those strips every 2 inches. So lay it out horizontally and score it at 2 inches, 4 inches, 6 inches, 8 inches, and 10 inches. And then you're just going to fan fold at each of your score lines, just like that. And then taking a second solid color, you will want to cut 20 squares that measure 1 3/4 inches by 1 3/4 inches. And those squares are going to go on 5 of your squares. 5 of the squares on your folded piece here. So then you're going to go ahead and glue all those down. And this card it looks so complicated, but it really isn't. And it doesn't take a whole lot of time. And it really, after I made the first one, sometimes when I make things, I have to keep going back. And, you know, if I watch a tutorial on them, I have to keep going back because I don't remember what were the sizes and all that. This, it seems like after the first one that I made, I was able to remember, you know, exactly what the sizes were and the cards got easier to make, even though they really weren't that difficult to begin with. So that's what's great about this. You can make several of them if you have many. Like we have several graduates that are friends of ours. So I wanted to make some for those kids. So now your next layer will be another square that is 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches. And with this one, I'm alternating between my two patterns. So I'm going to be putting a pattern on the first square, or on the bottom square, and then this top square. And I'm doing 2 strips with the stripe and 2 strips with the floral. And then my middle square will be my sentiment, and then these squares on both sides of the sentiment will be picture. So I'm leaving those with just the solid color. On my other cards, I didn't put pictures, I just put the patterned paper, but it's whatever you want to do. You can add embellishments like stickers or flowers, whatever. It's just however you want to decorate it. So I'm just going to add this here, and this one down below. All right, so those are done. Now what you want to do, you need to cut one solid piece. In my case it's navy, at a 6 1/4 by 6 1/4 square, and then you want to cut a printed piece that is 6 inches by 6 inches. And what you're going to do with it now is you want to take your square that doesn't have anything on it, turn your printed piece over, and we are going to glue this piece right in the middle and do that on all 4 sides. And I want to make sure that I have I'm alternating my prints here, so I'm going to do this floral across from this floral, and then the stripe will go here and the stripe will go here. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue these down in the center here, right in the center of each side. And using the glue, it allows you to have a little bit of wiggle room to move them so that your corners are all evenly together. So I'm just going to loosely lay it down here and then make sure I have them all lined up the way I want them to be. So it's all pretty much symmetrical here and in the center of each side. And then just press them down. Let them dry a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and, let's see, I'm letting that dry. I'm going to stamp my sentiments. One of the complementary colors of the wedding is a cream color, so I chose to pick the cream for my sentiments. So I'm going to use my heart, and I'll stamp 2 hearts and 2 of the Live, Laugh, Love. That, and that one will go this way, and then I'll do my other one here. That will go there. And And this one. All right. So I'll go ahead and glue these down in their spots. Next thing to do is turn this over like that. Now you want to cut 2 strips of your navy or whatever color you want solid at 7/8 by 3 1/4, 2 of them, and you'll glue those 2 together right in the middle. So you make an X or a plus sign. And then you need to cut 2 circles that are 1.5 inches each, 2 with the 1 color, and then a 3rd circle that is 1 inch, and I did that in the pink. So I'm going to glue the pink on top of the blue. Oops. Right like that. And then I'm going to glue this down on top of my plus sign here. Just like that. I'm going to take my crocodile, or if you have a hole punch, that would work great. I'm punching at my biggest hole punch here and just punching through that stack there. And then I have some pink seam binding that I want to use, or you can just use regular ribbon. This is just what I had in the color that I wanted. So I'm going to take a piece, probably about 8 inches long. And then I'm going to feed this through my hole here. I'm going to fold it in half. If I can get a hold of it. It's just wiggly. Alright, I'm going to fold it in half, and then I'm going to stick it through the hole, and then pull it almost all the way through, except leave a little bit here, and you're just going to glue these ends down. A little bit of tacky glue behind the ribbon. Glue those down as flat as you can get them. And then you're going to take your other big circle that's 1.5 inches and glue that on top to hold it down. Just like that. Now, what you're going to do with this is you're going to fold up your little strips here into the fan fold. And then take your little holder here and you're going to lay it underneath the first flap on all of them. Just like that, and you want to get it as centered as possible. And as straight as you can get it as well. So it looks pretty straight there. So now I'm just going to put a little bit of glue right on the end there. flap down there. Hold it and let it dry for a little bit. And then I'm going to work my way around here. Take your card and turn it over. And you're going to put glue all over the bottom here. Just a light layer. And I'm going to rub it around a little bit. Just like that, and then I'm going to put that right down on top of my square. Just like that. All right. And the last thing that I would do before, well, the last thing I'll do is glue a solid cream colored square down on the bottom, but I want to write a letter to my niece and her new husband. And then I'm going to stick a gift card right inside here. So that's all ready to go. Now for the box to put it in, and you'll need one piece of solid colored paper that is 8 1/4 by 8 1/4, and you want to score it at 7/8 inch all the way around. And that's for the bottom, and then for the top you need one slightly bigger. So this is 8 3/8 inch by 8 3/8 inch, and you're going to score it at the same place, 7/8 inch all the way around. And it's slightly bigger so that it will fit over the top at the bottom. And now what you want to do is make a slit and make a slit at each corner here, just one. And then on the little flap here, you're going to cut it at an angle and do that all the way around. Just like that, and then you'll do the same thing on this one. Now using your glue, just put a little bit of glue right here on the flap and push it to the inside of the opposite fold here, and just form all the sides of your boxes, and do that on both the top and the bottom. Finally, I'm going to decorate the top of my box here. I just cut out one of the journaling cut-aparts from the paper pad and then cut a mat to go around it from the coordinating pattern here. So I'm just going to glue that down on top of the box. Like that, and then I'm going to glue this right down on top of there. in the middle. And then I have these little pop-up stickers that I found at the Dollar Tree. I'm going to use the navy blue ones that are in the pack and just put those in the corners. Just like that. And my card will fit right down in there. The lid, and then I'm going to tie this up with some of my seam binding that I had to use, that I used on the top of the card. So just going to basically tie it like you do when you're wrapping a box. It's really super pretty, and I hope that they love this. The only thing I need to do is write my sentiment and add the pictures, and it will be good to go. But we'll take one more look here. There's the top, and then the card. I love it. These are so fun to make, and they just really are just so dynamic when I can't wait for her to open it up. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you again next time. This is Kim with Creative Crafticality. Bye. God bless.